Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along.
Y'all give it up for my guest, everybody. Maurice Lauchner. Come on. Come on. What's going on, bro?
Man, all is well, man. All is well, brother. I'm in here with you. I'm happy to be here with you, bro.
This is so dope. How are you, man? How are you? Before we get to anything else, how are you?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. You know, just bobbing and weaving, living life, doing what I need to do, staying under the radar.
Yeah.
And just preparing for some great stuff, man.
I know you are. I can't wait to talk to it and get into it. I know you are. I know you are. Maurice, man, I have known you for a long time, man, and you are, what's the word? You have a reputation of being relentless at being in the forefront. Like, you find a way. I don't know how it is, but you find a way. And in this world now, where you got people that are maybe a little lazy and just kind of waiting for opportunities to come, it seems like opportunities come your way. And if it doesn't seem like it's frequent, it's enough that it keeps you in the face of the people, right?
Yeah.
For me, I don't want to go back to the very beginning. I don't want to go back to the very beginning. I don't want to talk about when you was 4 years old. You know, we could do that, right?
Right.
I want to go back to high school, my man. I gotta do it. So look, for me, if anybody don't know, we from that school. We from that school in New York City, right? For me, it's LaGuardia High School, Performing Arts and Music and Arts. For you, it's what?
Music and art.
Music and arts, right?
But it was both. It was both.
Right,
but yeah.
right. Now, was you at this, what they call it, the school on the hill or something like that?
Yeah, the Castle on the Hill. Yep.
Castle on the Hill.
Yeah.
What was
the Castle
like
on the Hill.
for you? What was that like for you actually going to school for music and being around so many talented and gifted other students?
At first, it was really, really like a shock, because when you walk into the school, you smell what the school is like. Mm-hmm. You smell paint.
Yeah.
You hear horns. You hear singing. You hear pianos. Everywhere you go, there was acoustics. Not just the stairways. Everywhere you go, there was acoustics. But just being around that, it was a whole vibe, man. It was a whole vibe. It was like you go into a place where everybody is doing what you do. There are some who come in at the ground level, some who come in with so much confidence, they're right there with those people who may have been there and they're seniors now. But it was a learning experience for everybody, because there was always somebody better than you. There was somebody who was there and they learned and they've gotten better. Their 4 years, you can see people develop with their art. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the good thing about being in that atmosphere is that you really will settle down and lock into, is this what you really want to do? It really takes, to that place where you get some good skin, tough skin, because if this is the business that you're going to be in, you have to know that there are going to be ups and downs, but you just keep doing it, because this is a passion for us. We audition to be there. So the mindset is that if I made it here, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And you position yourself to develop, you know what I mean?
So while you were there, I know some of these answers, but I just want the people to hear it, because I want people that are aspiring to understand how this all works, how this process works, and whatever they think it is, if it's not that, I want them to learn what it really is. Talk to me, Maurice, about the relationships that started from music and arts.
Man, first of all, our school it's like a big family even now.
Even now.
Even now. I mean, because again, you're there with other artists. You're there with people who are learning, growing, creating, finding themselves, you know, finding their voices, everything. Because when you go in there 14, 15 years old, your voice is still changing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're being taught classical technique. We're being taught in different languages. You know what I'm saying? And so the relationships, you know, forget about it. They're guys and ladies who I'm still friends with to this day, like Tashina Arnold, Victor Cook, Roderick Dixon, you know, Selena. I mean, just so many people I could name that I'm friends with and that we have relationship right now.
Yeah. Because
we're a big family. If we see people that we haven't seen in 20 years and we can recognize them, they're like, yo, we went to school together. You know what I'm saying? It's like we was reminiscent of being back in the hallway.
For me, what I realized, and this is because we're talking about school, we can narrow it to school, but really this is in life, right?
Yeah.
The relationships that started at LaGuardia High School for me, like you said, I still have those relationships with those people now. Right. And the crazy thing is, you know, we're all aspiring to become something and to figure out where we want to be in this industry, right? But you really don't know where you're going to land, and you don't know who's going to become what. And somebody, first of all, okay, so like when I was in LaGuardia, right? Omar Epps was a drama major, right? But Omar Epps was also a singer, and people, people didn't know that, right? And then you have other people. You have other people that went to the school as well that were in a certain major because that's where they felt they were strong. That was their strength, right? But then they leave there and they get in the industry and they become something else, And it's like, and then you bump into them and you're like, oh, what's going on? What you doing? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm just an executive now, or I'm just, you know, I do wardrobe, or I do something else, but somewhere else in the vicinity. But because of the relationship, it just makes it less work for you, right? Something else big happened for you coming out of school, right? And everybody that knows, somebody was in my comments earlier and was like, I used to love him when he was on the Cosby Show. and I'm like, yo, are you really, what? Yo, how do you go from high school, and were you still in high school when you did the Cosby Show?
No,
you were done, right?
No. Yeah. I was out.
You go from high school to the Cosby Show. What? Who? How did that happen?
So back to relationships. Tashina and I were really good friends. She's like a little sister to me. And so what happened was, before I did the Cosby Show, I did 13 episodes on Ryan's Hope, which was that national. I mean, was it national? Yeah, it was national.
Yeah, come on, man. Everybody's mother and grandmother that wasn't working during the day.
on ABC. So there was a writer's strike. Tashina had in her in the storyline, she says, hey, you know what? How about y'all write me in school? I'm in a glee club and I'm going to bring in my friends. So, you know, I was that chubby guy. So they were like, we like him. I don't know what it was about the chubby dudes back in the days, but we got camera love, right? So, myself, Victor Cook, another young lady, Anthony. And then there was another young lady, I can't remember her name right now, Gina. So we all got together, we went in, we auditioned, but then after we did the singing part, because, you know, Tashina did Gladys Knight and we did Midnight Train to Georgia, you know, and so they were like, you know, we like Maurice, the big guy. So we're going to write him in as your best friend. So I ended up doing 13 episodes. So Tashina was like, yo, she was like, you're natural, Maurice. She was like, why don't you go sign up with my manager?
I gotta go. What's that? What's that network y'all? TV Land or something? We gotta go find all those old episodes of Ryan's Hope immediately.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I signed up with her, and I said to her one day, I was like, and this was maybe a couple of years after high school. I was like, yo, I said, how come I never get an audition? Because I saw Carl Anthony Payne, you know, Cockroach. And I was like, yo, I want to audition for the Cosby Show. And so I just kind of spoke it into an existence, man. And one day I was in Manhattan. I was on an audition. And she called me. She said, hey, Maurice, I got you an audition for Cosby Show. I was like, word. I was excited. So I get on the train, and I'm just elated, man. And so she was like, it's tomorrow, such and such a time. I kid y'all not. As soon as I walked in the door, Barry Moss, who was the casting agency for Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show, as soon as I walked in the door, he said, you're the type we're looking for. And I was like, oh, here we go again with the chubby guy. So it's like, you know, but it was such a blessing. And let me speed this story up. I got there. I made the writers laugh from one of the lines that I did. Mm-hmm. You know, really was just trying to feel my way. Yeah. And if you just have some type of comedic in your character, it was sort of easy for me to just say that line, and everybody laughed. Bill Cosby laughed. All the writers laughed, and one of the writers pulled me to the side after. They was like, yo, if you make Bill laugh, you're definitely coming back. You're the man. You got it. You know, so I came back, but here's the thing, because the next question you probably asked me, how did I get to sing on the show? Okay. That was I want to say one of the biggest moments in my career, because it was a show that was written, and it wasn't quite coming together the way Bill wanted it to. So he found out that I sang because I auditioned before that for Black Nativity, written by Hattie Winston. Hattie Winston had Felicia Rashad as board of directors of the show. Felicia Rashad comes to the show not even knowing that I was in the show. Wow. And she's sitting in the audience, and she said, wait a minute. Wow. That's big fella. That's Maurice. He can sing. Like, yo. She went back and told Bill Cosby, and he was like, what? He can sing? So he pulled me to the side, and that was actually my last episode that I did on the Cosby Show. He says, hey, man, I want you to sing on the show today, because I think it would bring the message that we want to the young men about knowing what you want to do and what you want to do. And so I sang a commission song. Of course. That was what we were, you know, that was what we were rocking all the time. That's what we was rocking back then. And it was like, to this day, you know, people still remember the episode. They still like it was yesterday. And for that, I'm really, really grateful and honored. You know, every time I get a chance, I know that people go through things in their lives and things happen, but I always big up Mr. Cosby for that opportunity, because that was like, he pretty much introduced me to the entire world as a singer. Yeah. And it was a legendary moment, because I think I was told I was the first person to sing contemporary gospel on the show. They played it, but sang live, I was the first person to do that. Maurice, yo, what I love about this story, man, let me tell you what I love about this story. I love the fact that throughout this whole story and throughout this whole process, you were not trying to be anything. You were literally yourself. Yeah. Even when you spoke to the people or the casting people about, you know, wanting to audition and wanting the opportunity and wanting the chance, you know, I know you, so I know, you know, you're not a pushover. Right. But that was you inserting yourself in an opportunity, like, yo, I'm here, but what's next? Like, I want to do something greater than this. Yeah. And you took advantage of that opportunity, right? And then the rest of the story goes, you were literally just being yourself. You were literally doing what you do. Yeah. You were not trying to force an opportunity and force something to happen, but God having you to be who you are and giving you the gift that he gave you
when the opportunity and all these things came, when they all aligned, it was perfect. It was perfect. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When did you start? So we like I said, we know you from the Cosby Show, and we know that opportunity. We know that moment that happened on the Cosby Show, and that was great. So that's television. When do you go from television to singing and performing in plays?
Well, I was doing a lot of it to actually simultaneously together. Really, it was like whichever one came first.
Okay.
I had another great opportunity, man, to do a workshop with Jelly's Last Jam. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes, sir.
So Jelly's Last Jam was star-studded. I mean, Savion Glover,
everybody,
Gregory Hines, Keith David. So I did a whole month of rehearsing. Well, it was like almost 2 months. We rehearsed because it was going to Broadway. Because I didn't pick up the combinations too fast. So, you know, I'm not a singer, actor, dancer. I'm a singer, actor that can move.
Oh my God.
But
I need video footage.
Yeah,
I need footage.
Point, not to that point, man. They loved me as an actor, singer. You know, I was funny and everything because the guy who had the role that I was playing was Kick Foot in Your Ass Sam. So it was like, you know, I just couldn't. I wasn't fast enough to learn the combinations. Yeah. So I didn't make it to Broadway. But the good thing is that if that show ever goes to Broadway, if it ever does a national tour, because I was part of the creation from it, I get residuals. Yeah.
Can we talk? Can we thank God for residual income?
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. ASCAP don't even know how happy I am when I see that thing show up. Yeah,
of course. So I was doing theater, you know, whichever one that was coming first, really. I had the doing the Black Nativity, and now, I mean, there were many different cast members. BB Winans did it. Stephanie Mills did it. Freddie Jackson did it. You know, so it was a lot of different singers and celebrities who would be a part of that Black Nativity cast. Harold Wheeler, who was the musical director for Dancing with the Stars, his wife is Hattie Winston. So, you know, I got to meet all those great people. But being on stage, I was doing that, you know, as those jobs came, whichever one came first. So if I was booked in a movie, I was doing the movie. I went from the Cosby Show taping to Black Nativity. You know,
you was booked.
Yeah, I was booked. I mean, I was booked. It was a good time. You know what I'm saying?
It was a good time.
It was a good time. And, you know, then, you know, just kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you just really have to, if you're going to be a part of this business, you just really have to be focused and be confident that you're supposed to be there.
Oh, that's good right there.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
One thing I tell people, I never married the business, because if you marry something, that means that it can control you in a sense, because it's a marriage. It's like, you know, people ask me, why don't you go out to California? It's pilot season. And I'm like, no, my son's football season is happening right now.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I loved it.
Yeah.
But not enough for me to move away for months to people who I need to pour into, or who they need to see their dad at their games. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to share something with you, Maurice. I'm going to share something with you and everybody that's watching, right? And help me with this, because you just said something that I have toiled over a few times, right? So most people know me as ST, the singer, the musician, the songwriter, whatever. They know me in that element, right?
Yeah.
But people don't realize that I actually have a 9-to-5 job, right? I have a 9-to-5. I got health benefits. My family, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been doing this for some time now, right? However, I think that because I have a 9-to-5 and I decided to make sure that this right here is taken care of.
Yeah.
That there are certain things that I have not jumped to do, because I feel like that's not really as necessary as people make it seem to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so the things that other people, and it could be that, you know, maybe I did miss out on the opportunity. Maybe I didn't take advantage of something, right?
Yeah.
But I too felt like, you know, I'd rather be holding this down and making sure that is secure, because that right there is just that moment. And what if I go and leap at that and it don't work?
Right.
You know? So my question with what I'm saying to you is, do you have regrets about putting your family first?
No, not at all. You know, the thing is that with this, you have to have confidence and stability.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have confidence, knowing that your gift will make room for you.
Yeah, man.
Put you in the place where you need to be in the timing that you need to be there. You don't have no fear about saying, nah, I can't do that. You know, because at the end of the day, could it be that the day that you showed up for your kid, or the day that you showed up for your wife, or the day that you showed up for your church, or the day that, you know, people that depend on you, the day that you show up because you made a sacrifice, you know, there's something that's potentially greater when the page turns. And so that's where you see the consistency, though it may sometimes look like or feel like it's far and in between.
Yeah.
The relevance is you continue to encourage people, because I mean, there was a time like you and myself, you know, where you stop waiting around for certain things, but you start seeing that, okay, we need health insurance, we need this, we need that to secure your family, and then everything else will come after that. You know what I'm saying? Charity begins at home and then spreads abroad.
And
so
it's not an easy decision to make.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not.
Trust me.
An easy decision to make. You will contemplate a little bit, but it's worth it. It's worth it knowing that. It's worth it knowing that you still have a roof over your head and you got shelter, and the people that depend on you are not somewhere in the dark because you didn't get that gig. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So my next question is kind of tagging from that, right? Mm-hmm. How would you say that your training in music and your professional opportunities have developed you? How would you say that has developed you?
It helps. It helped a great deal. All of the foundation that we got being in that school that we were in, it helped a great deal.
What up, Months?
Months and a half. For me, it helped me to figure out my voice. Right? So you may have 10,000 of the guys that do the same things.
Come on, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you, for me, what I did, or what I did was I took my classical training and I took my gospel experience and merged those two tones together. So some people will hear and they can automatically pick up just the way I breathe or my pronunciation. They can already pick up that this dude has some type of classical training. The way I may breathe or sustain or hold a note a little bit longer than the average person, and they cut it off, or their phrasing is just a lot different. So what happens is, putting you in that other place, professional area, people will say, hey, we heard 20 of them. You may have heard 3 of these guys.
Come on, man.
And then there's one of him.
There's one of him.
Because nobody sounds like him that entered in the room yet. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So the foundation of it all is that it prepares you to be well-rounded. It prepares you to not be in a box where any genre you can go and do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not just stuck because you're a person that has a wonderful ear and that can riff in between, out of it, in it, across it, over it, underneath it.
Right.
But then Disney may not be looking for that. You get what I'm saying? So you blow it because you're stuck in that place because your audience is there.
Yeah.
But then if you try to come out of the box, some people don't know how to control that.
So, okay, so perfect. So what you're pretty much saying is your professional opportunities and your training have taught you how to convey what you need to convey to the right audience.
And how to be different. How
to be different.
How to be versatile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versatility is everything. Because if you're stuck in one lane, so that's where they're gonna hire you in that lane.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're
exactly.
not calling you to do this soundtrack for the next Marvel movie, because some people don't know how to hone in.
Yeah.
And just sing something straight and deliver it just with their tone.
Straight.
Just sing it straight. You may do a riff at the end of it after you done told the story. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Tell a story.
After you told the story, you know, then you can, you know, you do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, tell us the story. You know, let us be pulled into that. And I think that gave me some good space in different areas.
Yeah,
where my range went like this and not just like that.
Yeah, man. And open a few more doors for you as well.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You remember Miss X?
Yeah. Yes.
Miss X was one of the hardest vocal
with that finger
in the school.
With that finger. Yeah.
And she would make vocal students cry. I mean, but what happened was I was in the gospel chorus. They had the musical comedy class or the musical theater class, and I had Mr. Lurchman for music history. Wow. And nobody in the musical theater class could hit the D over C.
Oh, wow.
I was hanging in there.
You had range, bro.
Right. So he vocalized me up. Boom. I hit the D. He was like, okay, what are you doing? Such and such a time. He said, because you know you're not doing that well in my class, and this will help you pass. I was like, okay. So he was like, we need you to sing the opening song to Follies, The Beautiful Girls. What? And Miss X heard me sing the song, and everybody that knew me was like, yo, he's in the gospel chorus. But when I started singing, hats off, here they come, those beautiful girls. That's what you've been waiting for.
Come
and
on,
they were like, yo. They were like, yo. And then when I hit that beautiful girls, man, Miss X was like, she hugged me after the show, son. I was like, yo.
Yo, I love it, man.
She hugged me and she was like, Maurice, that was marvelous. But
you just interrupted my flow. My flow. I had another question set up, ready to go. Your training, right? And he's singing, right, Karen? So listen, your training, people don't understand this. I've talked to my own kids about music school and what the importance is of it, right? Your training has taught you some things that you would not have learned at church.
No.
Some things you would not have learned from the radio. Some discipline that you would not have learned from just singing in the shower or singing in front of your mirror with a brush, right? You've learned different languages.
Yeah.
You've learned you learned you learned to sing in Italian.
Yep.
You learned arias,
yep.
Right? You're Spanish.
Yep.
You've learned gospel. You've learned
yep.
Jazz.
Yep.
You know, you've been exposed to all of these things because you were open to being educated.
Yeah.
Right? I think that social media, one of the things that is in social media is taken away from a lot of gifted young people is that the creativity that they should have or the exposure that they should have and the way that they should be thinking going into and their approach to music is not really there because they are limited by 15 and 60-second hooks. Right? You know what I'm saying? I've said this I think with my last guest. I think that Donnie McClurkin did something that most gospel artists should have done a long time ago. He went and started singing in other countries, but he also learned their language.
Yeah.
And he started singing their songs to them in their language.
Yeah.
Which allowed him to go to so many countries and spread the good news, you know.
Yeah.
But when you limit yourself, you can only go as far as your app.
That's it.
You know what I'm
That is
saying?
it. Yeah.
You can only go that far.
That's the difference, man. It's about that discipline and being willing to, I mean, and it's not easy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's not easy to learn how another country may say their vowels compared to how we speak, and making sure you have the right diction and all of those different things.
It's serious.
So it takes practice, but as well as we learn, in that area, we learned in church too. You know what I'm saying? Because but the thing is that I love about it is that we carried over our teaching from school into church.
Yeah.
Learning how to breathe, learning how to use your diaphragm so you're not hoarse after the third or fourth song. It's all of that stuff.
I know I did something that I know you didn't do, but I ain't even gonna tell you. I punked out. So in school, listen, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Hear me out. In church, ST is a first tenor. Sometimes a second alto.
Wow.
Right? In school, I'm bass and baritone.
You saving it for church.
I was saving it for church. I kid you not. I knew that by the time we got to the weekend from Sunday service, and if something happened Saturday, traveling with Bishop and them singing and stuff, I was going to be depleted. So I wasn't going to mess up my grade in school. So when I got to school, I went right to the bass and baritone section. I learned all the bass and baritone. I was a cheater. I was.
You was fronting, son.
I was.
You was fronting.
But at church, I had range.
Hey. But yeah, that's not bad, but I know you better not have Miss X with that kind of foolishness.
No.
She was like 0.
Listen, first of all, the main song everybody got to learn when you start at the school is Caro Mio Ben. And everybody's Caro Mio Ben. No. No, sit down.
Somebody did that.
Learn the theory. Learn the sheet music. I want you to sing what's on that page, not what's in your head.
Someone did that.
A lot of people did that.
They did it. They learned it and they styled it up. And she was like, "Sit down, 0." There was one girl, and all this has to do with just being. If you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there. There was one girl, Miss X. She chewed her up so bad, bro. It was so sad. She said the girl got up to sing. She got maybe 3 words out. Caro Romeo Ben.
Yeah.
I was like, and so I'm a laugher, son. I'm sitting over there like this. And she said, "How did you get into this school?"
That's right.
On a raffle? I was like, and so I'm sitting there. She said, "You had better," and she took her glass. She looked over her glass. She said, "You had better marry a wealthy man because you'll never make it in this business."
Oh
never.
My God!
I was like.
Listen, Miss X didn't hold back nothing.
Nothing.
She didn't hold back nothing, and she was short and little.
4'11".
But she was a firecracker.
4'11". So if this girl aspired to be a singer, she had better like really go hard, really do it, because after that, I might have quit. I mean, she said that from her chest.
Yeah, she meant it. She meant it.
She meant
Maurice.
it, bro.
You and I, this is now let's really get to the power of the pen.
Okay.
You and I have had the opportunity to work together.
Yes.
We created a song together.
Woo.
I can't live without you.
Yeah, that whew, man. You know what? I want to re-put that song out again.
Let's go.
I remixed it, but I want to put out the first version out and then the remix version and then the house version.
Come on, why not?
No, I'm gonna do it, but that song, y'all, when you sent me back, when I said, "Oh, this is what I hear,"
yeah,
and I said, "I need something to fill this in."
Yeah.
When you sent me back those the lyrics, man, I was like, "Yo, that's it right there. That's the message. That is the message."
That was a great collaboration, man. I love doing that with you.
Yo, and I was so on. I said, man, and it was crazy because as soon as I thought about it, I said, let me call ST. I need some help. Right? So, boom. As soon as you got it, it didn't take you maybe 2 days, if that.
Yeah.
Hit me back.
I was in my bag then, bro.
I
was just going.
I was like, man, I said, this is bad. And so the first version, y'all, is like a CCM kind of feel, guitar and everything, opening up with that. And then the second version is it's a little bit more gritty. It's got a little more, you know, a young lady named Miss Washington, if you guys know her. She's from out of Oakland, California. She remixed it, and I sent her the vocals, and she came up with something really, really dope. But yeah, man, that was really dope. And I think that putting the song out again, I think that we can get more gravity this time, because learning how to promote stuff, learning how to put stuff out there, and you know, I think that it'll be better this time, because I put it in the hands of the people who, you know, that's a whole nother story. I don't even talk about it.
I know.
I don't want to talk about that. But yeah.
So let me ask you this. You know, like you said, like we worked together on that, and you gave me an idea, and I gave you back what I believed you were trying to convey, right?
Yeah.
That songwriting experience for you, what was that like? Was that your first time actually writing a song or collaborating on a song?
That was the first collaboration. I wrote a couple of praise and worship songs. Before that, there was hymns and songs from the heart. Is a project that was like a freshman project. It wasn't mixed that great. It was just something that I wanted to do, and I had a little bit of money to do it, and I did it. Now, if I do it again, now I know what it would need to take it to here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that was collabing with you was, I want to say, the second thing that I did, you know, but never put it out like that to where it got radio play down here.
Yeah.
You know, I met Jerry Smith, who was with he used to be with 103.9 The Light down here in Raleigh.
Nice.
And it got some play here, and then it got a couple of spins other places, and like in California and different places like that. But that was like awesome. I mean, that was dope, and I want to do it again too, you know, and do a whole project.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, we definitely do. All we need is money. That's what I tell people all day. All you need is some money.
Yep.
If you have some money, you can do whatever you need to do.
Do whatever you
don't have
want
to wait
to
for
do.
nobody.
That's true.
You don't have to wait for anybody. You just go in, look, call the guys you need, get in the session. I built a studio in my house now. Praise God.
I got to come from North Carolina.
Yeah, and it's just favor all around, because it's like my neighbor is a carpenter. He built me a booth in my garage and put the screws in it and put the whole thing together. We padded it up, and and it's like some really, really deep, good sound that's coming out of there. I'm like, yo, I don't have to ever go to the studio again.
Listen, I think after COVID, a lot of people realized what they can do at home. A lot of people realize what they can do at home if they have the space to do it, and if they have, like you said, the finances to create that space and create that sound, that area where they can really make some good quality sound of music. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can do at home, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a blessing, bro, for real.
I can't live without you. What's created at my dining room table. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I went to the studio. I went to the studio. You at the table in your dining room table, and I'm in a daggone studio.
Yo, Maurice, there's something that I do on my show every episode. We want you to know how much we appreciate you and we love you. So this segment right now is where everybody gives you hearts and give you flowers, and we play the appreciation song for you.
We appreciate you. Love and appreciate you.
Give us some hearts, y'all. Yes, sir, man. I want you to know, man, that we appreciate you. We are so glad that we are here to see. We are glad that we are here to see your journey right in front of us unfold.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been a great journey. It's been a great journey. You've been in Tyler Perry plays. You've been in musicals. You've been in shows. You've been on television. You know, and it's consistent. Even if there's breaks in between, you're still alive and able and capable to do it. You know, and it's quality stuff, man. You've been on the stage with Melanie Daniels. You know, singing the stages down with Cheryl Pepsi Riley. What?
Yeah.
Like you've been on the right stage and platforms, man.
It's a blessing. We got some new stuff to talk about too. Some new things like on Tubi. You know Hattie, Patrice Lovely.
Yes. Yeah.
Formerly known as Hattie. She has a show on Tubi, and I'm in season 2.
Let's go.
I'm doing 2 episodes with her. I'm playing she's playing my sidekick. I don't know what you call it.
First of all, the fact that it's Hattie, I already know it's comical.
Yo, man, it's hilarious.
I already know.
It's hilarious. Season 1 is already happening. And she called me. She was like, Maurice, I need you down here, man. I need you down here. I want you to come. I wrote you in my show, and I want you to come down here. And I was like, bet. I said, I'm coming. And so when I read the script, I was dying, man. I said, yo, this is gonna be funny.
I don't even know who she channels from, but her character is so believable that you cannot tell me that that's not an older woman. That's like, that's just like a whole lot.
Yeah.
She's so believable.
I'm sure that she's channeling from her grandmother, her mom, and her aunts, people that she's probably grew up around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's so funny on and off stage, just sitting around, and such a lovable person. You know what I'm saying? She's a great lady. Patrice Lovely is really, really amazing.
I'm definitely looking for it. Make sure. What's the name of the show on Tubi?
Ma's House.
Ma's House.
Yeah. Ma's House. I did some work with Darren Henson. Y'all, he's in the Family Business on BET. He's in that. I did some work with him. They're putting the film together that we did together. So yeah, there's quite a few different things. I mean, still doing plays, still traveling, and working and whatnot. So I mean, I'm blessed, man. And like you said, I have a I don't know if you want to call it a 9 to 5, but it's a job I go to every single day.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got that definite money maker.
Oh yeah. Every Friday. Every Friday. Hit the bank account. No hiccups.
So listen, man, look, I just want to say thank you for coming on tonight, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking with you. You are family. You know, we are literally proud of you and proud to watch you do what you do. The whole family was at the play when you came to Philly. You know, that's what we do.
Yeah, I remember that,
we roll deep.
Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along